And for all of you phone lovers out there, that's me. Verizon, though, you're changing your pricing. What's going on here? So Jon Rettinger, president of TechnoBuffalo. Now, I guess they're changing the way that they charge customers for using any of their data, right?
Absolutely. It used to be an all-you-can-eat. You paid $30. You got as much data as you consume. Customers are consuming data faster than free cupcakes at a party, and it is costing the carriers a ton of money. And Verizon is responding in turn by charging for data and what's being called tiered pricing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so but the new studies show that fewer people are using phones to actually make calls. I mean, the call is sort of like the last thing you do on the phone these days, right?
Absolutely.
I mean,
you wake up, you check email, you
text,
you send a message.
Whatever kind of thing you got going on, right? Instant messaging or Facebook updates, sending out tweets.
Absolutely. In the era of apps, which are so data-centric, phone calls are so secondary. I mean, you use them, sure, your phone rings, you answer it, but 90% of the time you're on your phone, you are doing other things, whether you're streaming a video or you're downloading a song.
Angry Birds.
You're playing
Angry Birds.
Yeah.
I'm there with you on that one.
Oh my God, we finally have some consensus.
Yeah.
Whatever it might be, people are using their phones and their tablets for everything, and as more devices are getting internet connectivity, more often than not, internet connectivity means cellular connectivity.
Okay.
So all these devices are...
So let's talk about this. We've got a full screen here about Verizon shift to this tiered pricing plan. So $10 for 75 megabytes, $30 for 2 gigs, $80 for 10 gigs. Who's using 10 gigs?
So
you.
I am the, you can probably blame me personally for the reason, for the amount of data that I use.
Right? But I mean, if people, you're like, what are you doing? You're downloading videos.
So if you download a movie, let's say you're flying cross country, you're going to LA, and you want to download whatever the newest episode of CSI or the new movie that just came out, it's about 500 megabytes. So right there, you're already at almost at that first threshold. You want to download 2 movies for a long cross-country flight or international flight?
But what are you talking about? Download on what?
So let's say you have an iPhone, for example. Mm-hmm. So you want to use the iTunes Store, you want to download a movie. If you're not connected to Wi-Fi, that's all coming over cellular data. And there's also sort of, when you're dealing with Verizon, the white elephant in the room is obviously the iPhone. People are jailbreaking these devices. And they're essentially
what does that mean?
So it sounds.
I'm getting freaked out.
It sounds
conversation. I want to go back to the typewriter.
A crime, then you. Yeah.
They make it sound so ominous, but essentially what they're doing is
it's not friendly language. Okay, so go ahead.
Essentially, what they're doing is they're going behind Apple's walled garden. So when you use an iPhone, you stay in iTunes and you download all the applications from the Apple App Store. There's this procedure called jailbreaking, which is much more popular than you'd expect, where people are bypassing Apple's rules. So you can only, for example, use FaceTime, the video chat, over Wi-Fi. If you jailbreak your phone, it's something you could use that FaceTime to video chat over 3G, which uses a tremendous amount of data. And I think those folks are a big part of the reason that we're seeing these new tier data plans.
So it's the smart tech people that are ruining it for the dumb ones like us, like me. There's like one else of you, right?
Listen, the geeks have been known to ruin many parties. This is just another one that we're ruining.
That's what it is. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of who to blame here. I mean, right?
Listen, you can look at me. You can look at me as the face of the geek community who are just use a tremendous amount of data. And we're not alone.
And you seem so happy about it.
Yeah, you're giddy.
You're proud. I'm a little confused. Was this a trick on the part of Verizon? Because AT&T did this tiered pricing for data plans for iPhones and smartphones, and then Verizon started offering iPhone service and smartphone service, and so a lot of people moved over to Verizon because they said we can get the unlimited data, and then they kind of pull a switch and say,
bait and switch.
They lured them over with a piece of candy. Come on over to us. Don't go to AT&T. We'll give you limited data. Now, they said it was only going to be for a limited amount of time. And if you had that unlimited plan, if someone out there, subscribed to that, you'll still be grandfathered in, and you'll always have that.
What is your unlimited plan? I have the unlimited plan. It's a fortune.
Yeah, but you don't want to let go of it.
So if you do still want that unlimited plan, one carrier still offers it. You can go to Sprint and you can get that unlimited all-you-can-eat plan on their 4G WiMAX data
for a limited time.
At least for right now, I'm sure we're
hear me now?
watching the clock tick.
Can you hear me now?
You're going to get letters from that.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I'm from Southern California, walking around in the city. I'm having a killer time trying to make a phone call here on every network.
I don't even want to talk to anybody. It's so frustrating. It just like hangs out. I'm constantly taking my battery out and rebooting.
Maybe that's why.
Instead of
I'll
phone calls,
check people here,
I text only.
That's why no one. That's why no one's using their phone calls
Rude.
for their phones for phones. They just can't make a call.
Yeah.
See, look what we saved the world by just having you on set right now. You're not like doing all that jailbreaking and wreaking havoc. So
If I was downloading movies, you'd see the plan just keep going up and up.
Exactly. But sadly, now I'm about to do a jailbreak because we got to take a commercial break. Right after this, we'll be right back. Thanks, John.